Whoa! Hello, everyone. You are gigantic in these things. I love binoculars. They're super cool. They make tiny little things huge. I love that I can be looking across the mountainous regions of Nebraska and I see a little dot and I look through it and it's a grizzly bear! Super exciting stuff. I love that you can look through binoculars and you can look through a microscope or you can look through a telescope, all kinds of things. And they help you bring stuff into focus. And our focus this month is going to be on faith. And faith is trusting in what you can't see because of what you can see.
So how can we do that? How can we put our faith in something that we can't see? Well, it's simpler than you might think. We just have to take a closer look. And so, to kick things off for today, I've got a game that I like to call Microscope, Telescope, or Eyes. So, for this game, we are going to show each of the Joshes a blurry image on the screen, and they're going to have to decide what it is and how they'd see it. That's right, it's time for another Josh versus Josh.
Josh versus Josh.
And the good news is that this week, you guys actually can play along with them. So, when we show an image on the screen, it's going to be really blurry and you're not going to be able to tell what it is. But if you can figure out what it is, then you might be able to figure out whether it's supposed to be seen with a microscope, telescope, or just your plain old eyes. So, if you guys don't know, a microscope is something that you use to look at something that's really, really tiny, and so you have to make it, bigger so that we can see it. A telescope is something that's so far away that it's also hard for us to see with our normal eyes, so we need that to help us look at those. And then our normal eyes, well, that's just what we use to see everything every day. So if it's an image that you think that you'd see in your normal life, then you'd use your eyes to see that thing. So we're gonna show you guys some images and see if you can guess what they are. Let's get started. Are you ready, Josh?
I am. I've been looking at things my whole life, and so I think I'm pretty prepared.
All right, kids, and remember, you can play along at home with Josh and Josh. All right, so let's see slide number 1. What do you think that could be, Josh?
I think that it is an amoeba or some sort of single-celled organism that you would look at under a microscope.
Ooh, a microscope. Is he right?
An amoeba! I even called it the right thing. Now that is Claritin Clear.
Image number 1.
Image numero uno. Okay. I would use a microscope for this one. Microscope.
Okay, any guesses on what it actually is?
It's like an amoeba. It's a cell, something like that.
An amoeba. Are you kidding me?
What up?
That's insane. Okay.
Let's go on to round number 2 for the next blurry image.
That looks to be a planet with rings, and I think Saturn's the planet with rings. So I'm going to say Saturn and telescope.
All right, let's see what the answer is.
It's planet. It's telescope. I think I got that. I think that planet is Saturn. I might be wrong. Does Jupiter have rings? Jupiter has rings, doesn't it? That's
No.
fine. No, it doesn't.
Well, I can't remember. I know Uranus has rings.
Can I see the thing?
Game number 2.
Oh, I would definitely use a telescope to look at Saturn. I think it's Saturn. It's a planet.
Planet with rings.
It's a planet with rings.
I can't be certain about Saturn. It is unknown.
Feels a lot like it's Saturn.
I'm not an astronaut.
I don't think that's who. Okay. Sure. It's true,
Awesome.
You're not.
I'm not.
Let's move along to screen number 3.
I think that these look like either blood cells or jellyfish. But I'm going to guess blood cells, because that would be a microscope one.
All right, what is the correct answer?
Blood platelets microscope. I think that counts.
That's very close. Good job.
Man, I'm knocking it out of the park, Tiffany.
Okay. Game number 3.
Nope, it's the same game.
It's game 3A.
Okay.
Here it is.
I'm
What would you
going
use
to
for game 3?
use. I'm going to use a microscope for this too.
What do you think it is?
They look like blood cells or something.
They are blood platelets.
Yeah, microscope.
Whoop, whoop.
Whoopie.
For having poor eyesight, you're doing quite swell.
I have corrective vision. I don't live my full life
You have poor
blurry.
eyesight.
This is what stuff
What are you, -8?
usually looks like to me. It's true. If I don't have, like, I would, Saturn from here wouldn't even look like that.
Okay.
That's a glimpse into my life.
All right, here's slide number 4.
Ooh, these are definitely waffles. And I look at waffles with my eyes all the time.
All right, what was the correct answer?
Pancakes!
Oh,
But
that's-
still eyes. Isn't that more the goal of the game?
Yes, that is what you select.
Okay.
You select microscope, telescope, or eyes.
That makes sense.
And you look at pancakes with your
my
eyes.
eyes.
Just like you do waffles.
Game 4. Card 4.
Ooh. Microscope, telescope, or eyes? I would just use my eyes.
Why? What do you think it is?
It's breakfast of some sort.
You think it's breakfast?
I think it's breakfast.
That's awesome. It is pancakes!
I thought it was pancakes or French toast,
Okay.
but I wasn't sure which one. That's funny.
That's 4 points for you.
That's for what?
Round 5, here's the image.
And this looks like a plate with a fork on one side and a knife on the other, maybe for my pancakes. And I look at those with my eyes. You could look at it with a microscope or a telescope. It would just not be a very good experience. It is a plate for eyes.
A plate for eyes, that's 5 out of 5 for Joshua Stoiber. Way to go.
Thank you very much. I hope Josh did worse so that I could win one of these games for once. I know that might not be sporting, but there you go.
That's
Game 5. This is the last one.
This is it? Oh my gosh, I'm
This
so
is for all the
excited.
marbles to say you got them all right.
Man, it is. Okay.
Okay. Game 5.
Oh, well. Well. I'm going to use just my regular eyes on this one.
And what do you think that is?
It's some kind of a light, I think. Not a headlight. It looks like a light. They cut out the shape of a light on a a root beer barrel. A YouTube barrel? Where are
It's
you right
very
now?
specific.
That's what it looks like to me. So.
Okay. It is a plate. You would use
Oh,
your
I
eyes.
would use my eyes.
And there's a
Yeah.
fork and knife flanking the plate.
There are. These two. But I was like, they wouldn't use the same thing. But I got it. I knew I'd use my eyes. So,
Yep,
okay.
and that's what it is. So it's 5 points for this Josh P.
I hope other Josh did almost as well as me. No, I hope he did great. And I hope he and Tiffany had fun making it. Good times.
Great job to the Joshes. I hope that you guys at home figured those out too. I bet that you guys are really smart and you got all 5 of them just like Josh. And so now it's time that we can stand up and worship God together.
What can you see when you look in the Bible and believe? Look, what can you see when you look in the Bible and believe? I spy Jesus, he's the best friend. He says to love one another. Ooh, I spy Jesus. He says to love one another. Look, look, what can you see when you look in the Bible and believe? Look, look, what can you see when you look in the Bible and believe? Come on. Hey, hey. Yeah. I spy Jesus. He is real and he loves me. Ooh, I spy Jesus. He is real and he loves me. Look, look, what can you see when you look in the Bible and believe? Look, look, what can you see when you look in the Bible and believe? When you look in the Bible and believe. When you look in the Bible and believe.
I've got joy down in my soul. I'm gonna let this feeling take control. Joy down in my soul to stay, and nothing's gonna take it away. Joy down in my soul. I'm gonna let this feeling take control. Whatever comes my way, I'll be okay. 'Cause I've got joy. Oh, I've got joy. Come sunshine or rain, when things don't go my way, still my joy can stay. 'Cause you give me blessings every day. I've got joy down in my soul. I'm gonna let this feeling take control. Joy down in my soul to stay, and nothing's gonna take it away. Joy down in my soul. I'm gonna let this feeling take control. Whatever comes my way, I'll be okay. 'Cause I've got joy. Oh, I've got joy. You fill my heart with hope. You're everywhere I go. So even if I'm feeling low, I still got this one thing, this I know. I've got joy down in my soul. I'm gonna let this feeling take control. Joy down in my soul to stay, and nothing's gonna take it away. Joy down in my soul. I'm gonna let this feeling take control. Whatever comes my way, I'll be okay. 'Cause I've got joy. Oh, I've got joy. Every new sunrise gonna fix my eyes on the one who never fails. I'm gonna make some noise 'cause you give me joy, and it's never ever going away. Every new sunrise gonna fix my eyes on the one who never fails. I'm gonna make some noise 'cause you give me joy, and it's never ever going away. Whoa, 'cause I've got joy. Ooh, I've got joy, yeah. 'Cause I've got joy. Whatever comes my way, I'll be okay. Oh, I've got joy.
The Bible. It's 66 books of history, stories, letters, and poetry that fit together to form God's one big story. The epic adventure of how He created us and loves us so much that He made a way to rescue us. As we travel through the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, we discover people who met God and found their lives changed forever. Now for an amazing story, inspired by the book of Hebrews, chapters 11 and 12.
Gotta have a little faith, 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 faith. Keep the faith. Take a leap of faith. You know, a lot of people toss around the word faith lately. We say you can break the faith, or just take it all on blind faith. But true faith isn't blind at all. It's much more than just an inspirational word. True faith has to do with believing in all the things you can't see because you start with what you can see. Now, we can't see God with our physical eyes, but we can see the stories of people who came before us. They lived in a broken world like we do, but they chose to follow God. They chose to trust His promise that one day He would send a rescuer that would make everything right again. The writer of Hebrews in the New Testament tells us about some of these men and women in God's story. People like Noah, people like Abraham.
Abraham.
When God called Abraham, he was already getting old. He and his wife Sarah didn't have kids.
Leave your country and your people. Leave your father's family. Go to the land I will show you. All nations on earth will be blessed because of you.
God was planning on sending his rescuer as one of Abraham's great, etc. grandchildren. But still, even though Abraham had God's promise, he still couldn't see the one God was sending. Still, Abraham went on a wild adventure, following God's call. And even his descendants, Isaac, Jacob, and Joseph, all chose faith in God. Moses, too, was called by God from the fiery heart of a burning bush. Even though he was raised by Pharaoh's daughter, he chose to stand with his own people and face Pharaoh's anger to win freedom. We read about it like this in the book of Hebrews.
Moses suffered shame because of Christ. He thought it of great value.
See, when you check out Hebrews, you discover this huge list of people who followed God by faith, so many that the writer just stops trying to list all of them. Oh, but we can't forget Israel's most important king, David.
Get up and anoint him. This is the one.
Even though God had promised David would be king, though, David spent years on the run from King Saul, fearing for his life. Still, he chose to trust God.
The Lord is my shepherd. He gives me everything I need.
Now, none of these people in the Old Testament could see with their eyes how God was going to save his people, but they could see how he was working in their lives, how their needs were being met. So they chose to believe in his greater plan. They chose faith.
Faith is being sure of what we hope for. It is being sure of what we do not see. That is what the people of long ago were praised for.
Now, here's where the story turns. In Hebrews, we discover that none of those people in the Old Testament received what God had promised here on earth.
That's because God had planned something better for us, so they would only be made perfect together with us.
God's plan includes all of us from the very beginning of creation. So at just the right moment, at the perfect point in time, God sent his rescuer, the hero, his very own son, Jesus. Jesus showed us how to live. He showed us what God was like, and he told us the most important thing.
If you love one another, everyone will know you are my disciples.
Love God, love others. It's the heart of the whole story. But then, Jesus was killed, and his friends thought the story was finished. Period. Dot. The end. Until God raised him back to life. Jesus has defeated death, and those who follow him can live with him forever. But how do you follow someone you can't see? Well, that brings us back to faith.
Let us keep looking to Jesus. He is the one who started this journey of faith, and he is the one who completes this journey of faith. He paid no attention to the shame of the cross. He suffered there because of the joy he was looking forward to. So think about him. Then you won't lose hope.
The early believers, Peter and John and other followers of Jesus, had seen him teach and heal. They saw him after God raised him to life. But after Jesus returned to heaven, the believers continued to live by faith.
We have to speak about the things we've seen and heard.
Because of what the new Christians in the early church had seen, they could believe in what they could not yet see, the end of the story, where God makes everything right. They kept the faith, and because they did, we can choose faith too.
Well, John, good. You're here. And we're starting in 2 minutes.
Oh, okay. You haven't seen my glasses, have you?
You look great.
Yeah, thanks.
Hey, John. Script looks good today.
Really? I haven't read the script. Hey, you haven't seen my glasses, have you?
No, I haven't. Where was the last place you looked for them?
Well, I was sitting right here and getting ready for the show when I saw a little white rabbit run across the set, so I followed him down a hole where I got really small, then really tall, and there was a cat, a queen, and a caterpillar. And the next thing I know, I'm coming through the door and I don't have my glasses.
Yeah, I was gonna let you look for them a little longer, but your day's been weird enough already. Your glasses are on your head.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Yes, let's get this show on the road.
John, are you feeling okay?
Yeah, great. Now that I found my glasses. Why?
No reason.
Why is everybody looking at me like that?
Welcome to the So-and-So Show. I'm Brandon.
Hello.
And we are glad you're hanging out with us today.
Yep.
Hey, what is with the glasses?
Whoa. Trying out my new toy that came in a cereal box.
You're telling me those binoculars came in this box?
Yeah, but they're not binoculars, they're micro goggles.
Ooh, what's micro goggles?
Yeah, they're kind of like hands-free microscopes. They help you focus in on tiny things so you can see them closer.
Oh, yeah, okay.
There's apparently a secret message on the back of this that I need to use these to find out what it says.
Oh, really? Cool. What's the secret message say?
Eat more cereal.
You don't say.
Yeah.
Mind if I take a look?
No, I guess it's kind of a subliminal marketing thing, huh?
I don't think it's subliminal.
Wow, man!
Yeah.
What are these things? These things are useless.
Well,
I'm sending them back.
No, you don't have to send them back. Wait. We could use them to play a game.
Oh, great!
It's time to play Random Magnified Things.
Hey!
Random magnified things.
Okay, this screen is about to show us random things as seen through your micro goggles.
Okay.
So, each image is magnified 100 times its normal viewing size. All we have to do is figure out what each thing is. Whoever gets the most right wins. Got it?
Of course.
Great, you go first.
All right, hit me small. That looks like, let's see, 100 times. I'm gonna go with it looks like a trombone, but that's too big, right?
I don't know.
That'd be their actual size. Like this is how big a trombone normally
It
is.
looks like a bridge to me.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm gonna go with a thumbtack.
Thumbtack?
Yeah, the curvature of the thumbtack.
All right, sure.
Okay, great.
Yeah, let's see if you're right.
Oh.
You were in the right arena.
Yeah, office supplies.
That's right. Okay, my turn. Show me tiny. Okay.
I think I know what this is.
I would guess it was like a close-up of like a grasshopper or something like that. But there's a little red here. A little red and a little green. I'm gonna guess a strawberry.
Ooh, strawberry it is. Brandon guesses strawberry. What is it? Oh, tomato.
Darn it.
Ah, that's right. All right. Back to me. Macro machines go. Oh, what in the world? Oh, wait.
You know?
I know what this is. At first, I thought it was a lemon. But
Okay.
it's not.
I know what it
because
is.
we're magnified. That is a pencil.
That's what I think too.
Yeah.
Let's see. Did he get it?
Pencil.
Yeah, you're right. That was very good. That's very
All
good.
right,
Me
all
again. It's teeny time.
All right.
Hooah. Oh man, that's.
I know what that is.
I think I know what it is. It looks like my favorite dessert. Is that an Oreo? It's an Oreo.
Oh,
I was right.
Yes, you were. Okay.
I want some milk.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. It's my turn now. All right. Micro machines go.
All right.
What
do you think
what
that
is
one
that? I don't know. It could be celery. Maybe like fiber optic cable.
It does look like that.
But it's bunched up like. Oh,
What are you gonna go with?
It's a toothbrush.
Is it a toothbrush? You
Oh,
betcha! Well
the
done. Well done.
boom.
Okay, I got
All right,
another
your turn,
one. Minutia, hit me. Oh man,
Oh.
is that more fruit?
It
I don't
looks
know.
like-
It looks like cracks in something.
Oh, that is interesting.
Like oh my goodness,
Almost looks like a nose.
It does. Man, that is really hard. I'm going to say it's a bowling ball. I don't know. I got
A
nothing.
bowling ball?
Yeah, I can't. I don't
Okay,
know
is
what
it a bowling ball? It's a bottle cap.
Oh, I see. Great.
Wow.
I don't think we can afford that image.
No, but I don't think so either. Hey, okay, let's move quickly.
There's one more. This round is worth 1,000,000 points.
Is it? Why did we bother with all the other rounds?
We're both playing on this one, so the
Okay.
first person to correctly identify the image wins. Are you ready?
Yeah, you're killing me, Smalls. All right, go ahead and hit it.
It's fool's gold.
No,
Is
it's cornbread. Cornbread.
No, it's the inside of an orange.
It's I'm
not very good with colors.
Shush.
Okay, why
It's-
shush?
Because I don't want you to win. It's a rock candy.
Rock candy, that's good.
It's the inside of a bee. Honey,
A honeycomb?
hive, honeycomb.
It's a sponge. It's a sponge.
It's
not a sponge. This is going to take forever. Is it the cereal honeycomb?
Ooh.
No.
Is it a cereal?
No.
Cereal.
It is cereal.
It is. It's Frosted Flakes.
I don't know who got that one. I said cereal. You said
what?
a cereal.
We'll do 500,000 each.
Okay, great.
Okay,
So
that's
I
great.
win.
Yeah.
It's Bible story time with Kellen.
Hey guys, what's going on? Why do you have binoculars on your face?
They're not binoculars.
Don't ask. Do you have something for us?
Well, I do. It's all about folks who believe in something they couldn't see.
Sounds perfect.
They're micro goggles.
Take it away, Kellen.
You bet. Now, we can't actually see God, not even with micro goggles. But we can see the stories of people in the past who put their faith in God. And I've got some special people to help me tell some of their stories. It's time for another edition of...
Kids Factive!
The writer of the book of Hebrews reminds us of a guy named Abraham.
What up? I'm Abraham.
Well, actually, when God called Abraham, he was already pretty old.
Oh. What up? I'm Abraham.
Better. Abraham and his wife Sarah...
I'm Sarah, with an H, in case you were wondering.
Yeah, that's good to know. Even though they were old, they didn't have any kids.
We ain't got no kids.
But God told us to leave our home and go to a new land. He's promised us. Plus, he told us we would have kids. He promised.
Look at us. We're old. We're like cassette players or rotary phones.
Didn't you hear what I said? I said he promised.
Oh, then let's go.
So they followed God and they had kids. And grandkids. And great-grandkids.
We got kids now.
Yeah, we do.
Yes, they did. Just like God promised. God also promised Abraham that the whole world would be blessed because of Abraham's family. Abraham would not be alive to see the whole world being blessed, but he had faith that God would keep his promise. And now, let's talk about one of Abraham's great...
Why not just say descendants?
Yeah, that'd be easier. One of Abraham's descendants, Moses.
Let my people go.
Wait, before that, when Moses was a baby.
Goo goo gaga.
He was rescued by his mother, who hid him in a basket on the banks of the Nile River.
Wow!
Until he was found by Pharaoh's daughter.
Oh, look at you, my sweet little
Mama!
baby.
Yeah, so Moses was raised in the royal Egyptian family, even though he was actually an Israelite. The Israelites were slaves of the Egyptians. But one day, God spoke to Moses through a burning bush.
I want you to bring the Israelites out of Egypt and into a land flowing with milk and honey. They are my people.
As much as I love milk and honey, I'm not sure I'm the right guy for the job.
I will be with you.
Oh, all right then.
Moses chose to stand with his own people, God's people, and he led them to freedom from slavery. Oh, you can do it now.
Oh, let my people go!
Mwah, beautiful.
Thank you.
The Israelites were free from slavery. And even though Moses didn't live to see the land flowing with milk and honey that God promised his people, Moses still had faith that God would keep his promise. Then there was David, who was anointed to be king of Israel.
That's right, I'm anointed. What does anointed mean?
It means you're not king yet. I'm still the king. So give me that crown.
Oh, okay. Here you go, King Saul.
Thank you. You're not getting this back. I'm going to be the king, and then my son will be king, and then my son's son will be king, and then my son's son will be king, and then...
Sorry, King Saul. God promised David he would be the next king.
He promised? Ah, man.
Thank you.
David was the next king of Israel like God promised. And God promised that David's family would always have a king on the throne. And even though King David would not live to see the birth of his descendant, who would rule God's people forever, David had faith that God would keep his promise. These people, they lived thousands of years ago, and they didn't always see what God promised them. But God could see things they couldn't see. And guess what? We can see things they couldn't see. We know the whole world was blessed through Abraham's family because one of Abraham's descendants was Jesus. We know that the Israelites made it into the land flowing with milk and honey.
Yes! Praise God.
And we know Jesus is also a descendant of King David. And even though we can't see forever, we can have faith that Jesus will always rule like a king because that's what God promised.
The end.
That was great, kids. Thank you so much for your help.
That is so cool, Kellen. You don't actually have to see something to believe in it.
That's right, which means you don't have to wear these anymore.
Oh, yeah.
True. We can have faith in God just by reading about people from the past. Or there are even things we can see today that can help us believe in God.
Such as?
Well, maybe you can see God in things he's created. Or you can see how God works in the lives of people around you.
That's true. Thanks, Kellen.
No problem. I'll catch you guys next time.
Okay, and I'll see you then.
Okay.
You know, I believe in things I can't see all the time.
You do?
Yeah, like air. Can't see it, believe in it though.
Oh.
What?
Nothing. I expected you to say something like leprechauns.
Why would I say something like that?
No reason.
Do you know something I don't know, Brandon? Wait, are leprechauns real? Are leprechauns real?
Reveal the question. What are things you believe that you can't see? You got anything?
I don't know, maybe leprechauns.
Okay. What about you? What are things you believe that you can't see? Is it germs, radio waves, or something else? Talk about it together.
Yeah, I gotta find one, because they'll lead me to their pot of marshmallows or whatever.
There are no such thing as leprechauns.
Yeah, what is it? What is it? There's blue diamonds, orange stars, green clovers, purple horseshoes.
Okay, that was the So-and-So Show, folks. Goodbye.
And got to fade. Come here, little leprechaun. Deep space. Oh, dark matter. Dark matter. They think dark matter exists. It's the binding material in the universe. A tooth cavity.
Look closer. Look closer.
Okay. There's a little bit of light. Is this a star? Is this like a singular star in the distance? Is it a tire tread? It's tires, right? Leather. It's black leather. No.
The TV's turned off, John. You drop that. God's story is so big. It's amazing to look back at people who put their faith in him. People like Abraham and Moses and David who trusted him. They put their faith in God even though they couldn't see him. They trusted that God would be faithful, that he would fulfill his promises, and they trusted that they should follow his plan.
Remember, faith is being sure of what we don't see. That's what it says in Hebrews 11:1, which is actually our memory verse for this month. So let me read that to you. Faith is being sure of what we hope for. It is being sure of what we do not see.
You know, we can have faith in Jesus, even though we can't see him right now. And that's a downer, because that'd be awesome if we could. But we can read about him, and we can see how he changed others' lives with the things he did in his life. So if we wonder how that might work in ours, we could look to other people who follow him, other people who believe in him, and when we see how that's worked for them, maybe we can start to see how he can work in our lives too.
The truth is, there will be times in our life where we feel like we can't see. There will be things that we don't understand, and there will be situations where we don't know how it's going to work out. But the good news is, we can still trust Jesus and we can choose to have faith. Our bottom line for today is you can know Jesus even though you've never seen him.
So you might wonder where and how to start this whole putting your faith in Jesus thing. And I think that's a great question. Maybe you could ask your parents or a sibling, or maybe a close friend, or even one of the small group leaders you know who puts their faith and their trust in Jesus. Another great way to do that is by reading the Bible. You can read the stories of the people who had Jesus in their life, people who lived with him and followed him around every day. And you can see the ways they incorporated the things he was teaching and the way they did things. And that'd be a great way for you to get started. That's how you can put your faith and your trust in Jesus.
Let's pray together. Dear God, thank you for giving us so many examples of people throughout history who chose to put their faith in you. They couldn't always see how it would work out, but they chose to trust you. Thank you for reminding us today that we can trust in you and your promises even though we don't see how they're going to work out. Help us to remember when it's hard, when we feel frustrated or afraid, that we can trust you and put our faith in you. We love you and we pray these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
It was so great to see you guys this week. Can't wait to see you next week.
Oh, I'm just looking at pancakes with my eyes. It was great to see you guys this week, and I can't wait for us to do this again next week. See ya!
Well, thank you so much for stopping by tonight. We hope you're happy and healthy, that you've had an awesome week, that you have a great rest of this weekend. Do good and do it well. Talk to you guys soon. We'll see ya!